Welcome to the Lore Lodge. Tonight, we're returning to the lands between to walk the golden paths of Elden Ring. So get comfortable, settle in, and close your eyes. Let your shoulders fall. The world outside can wait. The fire is warm here, and the story is ready for you. Picture this. You are standing in a place of cold stone and forgotten vows. The air is heavy with the scent of sea salt and rain. A fine mist clings to your clothes, chilling you to the bone. This is the chapel of anticipation, a beginning, an ending, the first step on a very, very long road. Through a high, arched window, you can see a gray, churning sky. The light that filters through is thin and weak, the color of faded parchment. It does little to warm the stone flags beneath your feet. You feel a great weight, not a physical burden, but the immense gravity of a purpose you don't yet understand. A faint, golden light seems to beckon you from far away, a single candle flame in a world of shadow. It whispers of destiny, of a throne, of a title you were born to reclaim. Our story tonight begins with that title, Elden Lord, a name that echoes through the history of this shattered world, a name of power, of conquest, and of profound tragedy. And to understand it, you must first understand the man who held it first, a warrior who became a king who became an exile. His name was Godfrey. Before he was Godfrey, the first Elden Lord, he was simply Hoarah, a chieftain of the Badlands, a man of immense strength and unquenchable battle lust. Imagine the fiercest warrior you can, a giant of a man with muscles coiled like great ropes and a spirit that burned like a forge. This was Hoarah. He lived for the fight, for the clash of steel and the roar of a worthy opponent. His world was one of perpetual conflict, a simple and brutal existence defined by who was strongest. But the world was changing. A new power was rising in the lands between. A golden light was spreading from the heart of the world, and at its center was a figure of mesmerizing grace and terrifying ambition. Queen Marika the Eternal. She was a Numen, a being from another world, chosen by a cosmic entity known as the Greater Will to be the vessel of its power, the god of a new age. Marika's vision was one of order, a single, unifying faith under a single, divine tree, the Erd Tree. But the lands between were a wild and fractured place. They were home to ancient dragons who ruled the skies, colossal giants who guarded mountain flames, and countless other kings and sorcerers who would not bend the knee to a new god. Marika needed a warrior. She needed a consort, a lord to stand by her side and enforce her new world order with an axe. She needed a champion. And in the ferocious chieftain Hoarah, she found him. She saw not just a barbarian, but a king in waiting. She saw a force of nature that, if aimed correctly, could shatter any opposition. So she took him as her husband, her consort, her Elden Lord. And in doing so, she gave him a new name, Godfrey, the first Elden Lord, the first step in a grand and terrible plan. The world before Godfrey and Marika was a very different place. It was a world of raw, untamed life, a world dominated by the primordial crucible, the great melting pot from which all life was said to have sprung. Life in this era was wild, chaotic. Horns, wings, tails, and scales were common. The omen with their cursed horns, are a distant echo of this time. There was no single god, but a pantheon of wild deities and ancient powers. In the north, on the highest, coldest peaks, lived the giants. Imagine beings so vast, their footsteps shook the mountains. They were masters of a destructive fire, a flame powerful enough to threaten even the gods. Their forge, the forge of the giants, burned with this unholy power, and they worshipped a cruel, one-eyed god of their own. They were a force of nature, ancient and unyielding. In a city suspended in time, Faramazula, lived the ancient dragons. These were not the lesser dragons you see scattered across the lands between. These were the original rulers, four winged immortal beings of stone, their scales harder than any metal. They commanded the lightning and the storms. Their leader, the dragon lord Placidusax, was a god king in his own right, a creature of immense power who presided over a majestic, timeless kingdom. They were here long before Marika, long before the Erd Tree. There were others too, the sorcerers of the Carian Royal Family, who drew their power from the stars. The eternal cities of Nokron and Nokstella, hidden deep underground, whose people consorted with alien powers from the void. The beastmen of Faramazula, loyal servants to the dragons. The lands between was a patchwork of ancient and powerful factions, none of whom were eager to welcome a new queen and her golden order. The air itself felt different then. It was thick with magic, with the scent of ancient earth and the ozone crackle of dragon storms. The light was not the endless uniform gold of the Erd Tree, but a shifting, dappled light that changed with the whims of the old powers. This was the world Marika sought to conquer, and Godfrey was to be her instrument. Their union was the birth of an empire, the Golden Order. It was a political marriage, a strategic alliance, but it's easy to imagine something more. A mutual respect between two beings of immense power, the graceful, calculating goddess and the unstoppable warrior king. Together, they were a force that could reshape the world. And so the wars began, the great campaigns to bring all the lands between under the golden bough of the Erd Tree. Godfrey, now garbed in the finery of a lord, led the armies of the Golden Order. He still wielded his colossal battle axe, a weapon so heavy that a normal man could barely lift it. But now, he fought not for survival, but for a cause, for his queen, for their new age. His first and greatest challenge came from the north, the fire giants. Imagine you are there, on the frozen plains leading to the mountaintops of the giants. The wind is a physical thing, a blade of ice that cuts through your armor. The snow is knee-deep, and the air is so cold it hurts to breathe. Your breath plumes in front of you, a fleeting white cloud. The silence is absolute, broken only by the crunch of thousands of armored boots on snow and the creak of leather. Then you see them, on the horizon, silhouetted against the gray sky. The giants. They are larger than you could have ever imagined, taller than castles. Their skin is rugged like ancient stone, and their hair is a shocking, vibrant red, like the flame they worship. As they move, the very ground trembles. It feels less like a battle and more like a geological event. The war was long and brutal. The Golden Order had numbers and discipline, but the giants had raw elemental power. They hurled mountains of rock. They swept legions of knights aside with a single swing of their colossal shields and their fire. It was anathema to the Erd Tree, a hungry, destructive flame that consumed all it touched. It was the antithesis of the golden life, giving grace of Marika's rule. Godfrey was always at the forefront of the battle, a whirlwind of golden light and righteous fury. You can see him, a single figure against a moving mountain, his axe a blur. He fought with a strength that was more than mortal. He was the Elden Lord, and the power of the Erd Tree flowed through him. He met the giant's brute force with his own, his warrior's spirit burning brighter than any profane flame. One by one, the giants fell, an entire race brought to the brink of extinction. The final battle was against the last of them, the fire giant you can still find in the mountains, a lone survivor, cursed by Marika to tend the flame of his dead god for eternity. He is a monument to Godfrey's victory, a sad, lonely sentinel guarding a forgotten age. With the giants defeated, the greatest threat to the Erd Tree was extinguished. But the wars were not over. Next, Godfrey turned his gaze to the sky, to the ancient dragons of Farum Azula. This was a different kind of war, not a brutal slog through snow, but a dizzying, terrifying conflict fought in the heavens. The dragons were masters of the storm, and the skies above the lands between were filled with lightning and fire. You are in Stormvale, an ancient fortress even then. You stand on the battlements, your hand resting on the cold, damp stone. Below you, the cliffs fall away to a churning sea. Above, the sky is a canvas of chaos. Dragons, their stone scales glinting, wheel and dive through the clouds. Golden armored knights on winged steeds meet them in aerial combat. Bolts of red lightning, the signature of the ancient dragons, fork across the sky, striking the castle walls with explosive force. The sound is deafening. The roar of dragons, the shriek of griffins, the crackle of lightning, the clash of steel high above. It is a war of gods and monsters, and at its heart, again, is Godfrey. He met the Stormlord himself in single combat, the King of Stormvale, an ally of the dragons, and laid him low. It was this victory that cemented his legend. He didn't just defeat armies, he defeated demigods and kings. The war against the dragons was one of attrition. Even with their power, they could not stand against the relentless expansion of the Golden Order and the divine power of Marika. The Dragon Grandsacks led a daring assault on the capital city, Leyndell, a final, desperate gamble. The attack failed. The dragon's colossal stone body still lies there, a part of the city's landscape, a testament to the day the dragon's reign truly ended. A peace was eventually struck, and the remaining dragons, like Lansax and Fortisax, even befriended the demigods of the Golden Order, creating a strange and lasting truce. With his two greatest adversaries vanquished, Godfrey's conquest was almost complete. He waged war against the Carian sorcerers, forcing them into a political marriage with his champion, Radahn. He pushed back the ancient darkness of the eternal cities. He solidified Marika's rule over every corner of the land. The age of chaos was over. The age of the Erd Tree had begun. Godfrey, the warrior chieftain, was now Godfrey, the victorious king. He had brought peace to the realm, the kind of peace that comes from having defeated every possible enemy. The Golden Order was supreme. The Erd Tree's light shone, unchallenged, across the entire continent. But a strange thing happens to a warrior when the wars are over. The fire that drives them has no fuel, and the bloodlust that won the kingdom becomes a liability in ruling it. Godfrey's inner storm, his warrior's fury, was not extinguished. It still raged within him, and in the quiet halls of a peaceful kingdom, This was a problem. A king cannot rule with the same wild abandon he uses to win a battle. He needed to control it, to temper it. And so, he made a choice. He took upon his back a companion, a regent, a living symbol of his own controlled power. Sirosh, the Lord of Beasts. You can see him in every statue, every depiction of Godfrey in his prime. A spectral, regal lion, always perched on the Elden Lord's back, his claws dug into his shoulders. Sirosh was a real being, the king of all beasts, but he became more than that. He was Godfrey's self-imposed restraint, a living crown that calmed the storm within. Imagine the weight of that. Not just the physical weight of a great lion, but the symbolic weight. Every moment, Godfrey felt the presence of Sirosh, a constant, tangible reminder to hold back his primal rage. It was the ultimate act of a warrior becoming a king. He put aside the very essence of what made him Hoarah-Loux, the untamed chieftain, in order to become Godfrey, the stately lord of the Golden Order. The axe was still in his hand, but the beast on his back ensured it would only be raised for reasons of state, not for the simple love of battle. The kingdom settled into a long peace. The demigod children of Marika and Godfrey were born. Godwyn the Golden, the first and most beloved. Mohg and Morgut, the twin omen, born cursed and hidden away deep beneath the capital. A dynasty was established. The world seemed perfect, eternal, bathed in the endless gold of the Erd Tree. But Marika's plans were far from over. Her ambition did not end with conquering the lands between. She had a greater game to play, a plan that involved challenging the very cosmic force that had given her power, the greater will. And for this next phase of her plan, Godfrey, the symbol of her perfect ordered world, was no longer needed. In fact, he was an obstacle. One day, it simply happened. Godfrey, the conqueror, the king, the lord who had won her the entire world, found that something was missing. The grace of the Erd Tree. That warm, golden light that guided him, empowered him, and marked him as a champion of the Golden Order. It had faded from his eyes. And not just from his eyes, from all of his warriors. The entire generation that had fought and bled to establish this golden age. You are one of his soldiers. You have fought giants and dragons. You have seen things no person should ever see. You have dedicated your life to your queen and your lord. You stand on the parade ground in the capital, the golden light of the Erd Tree warming your face as it always has. But then you feel a chill, a deep, internal cold. You look at your hands and the faint golden sheen that always seemed to coat your vision is gone. You look to your comrades and you see the same confusion, the same dawning horror in their eyes. The light is gone. You have been disconnected. This was not a punishment for a crime. It was a calculated move by Queen Marika. She spoke to Godfrey, her consort, her champion. She told him that the wars were won. His purpose was fulfilled. She stripped him of his title, of his lordship, of his grace, and she sent him away. She commanded him and his warriors to leave the lands between, to march into exile, to live and strive and wage war in lands unknown, and then to die real deaths, far from the Erd Tree's reviving power. She told them to become strong in that struggle, and that one day, when the time was right, they would be called home. They would return, bearing the strength of their long defeat. to brandish the Elden Ring once more. It was a devastating betrayal, but it was also a prophecy. Godfrey, ever loyal, obeyed his queen's command. He gathered his warriors, the now graceless soldiers who had conquered the world, and they began their long march into obscurity. They became the first Tarnished, those who had lost the grace of the Erd Tree, defined not by what they had, but by what they had lost. Imagine that procession, a vast army, the most powerful military force the world had ever known, now stripped of their divine power, marching in silence away from the golden kingdom they had built. They left behind the light, the warmth, the certainty of the Golden Order, and walked into a world of mist and shadow. The gates of the lands between closed behind them, and the long, long age of the Tarnished began. Life outside the lands between was harsh. Without the Erd Tree's grace, death was final, a concept that had become alien to them. For generations, they had been returned from death by the Erd Tree's power. They were functionally immortal. Now, every wound, every sickness, every battle carried the ultimate stake. They had to relearn how to be mortal. The cool, damp air of a foreign land fills your lungs. It smells of damp earth and unfamiliar blossoms, so different from the incense-heavy air of Leyndell. The sun here feels different too. A pale, watery light, not the rich, honey gold you are used to. You feel adrift. Your entire purpose, your entire identity, was tied to the grace you no longer possess. You are a stranger in a strange land, haunted by the memory of a light you can no longer see. Godfrey, too, was changed by this exile. Without the title of Elden Lord, without the need for kingly restraint, he cast off the name that Marika had given him. He cast off his regal lion, Sirosh. He became once more Hoarah-Loux, but not the young, impetuous chieftain of his youth. He was now Hoarah-Loux, warrior. He returned to his roots, to the pure essence of combat. He lived a life of struggle, leading his people, the Tarnished, through their long years of wandering. He became their king in exile. He lived a full, mortal life. He fought, he led, and eventually, after a long and storied life as a warrior king in the wilderness, he died, a true death. He was laid to rest, the great conqueror of the lands between, buried in ignominy in some forgotten, foreign field. His story, it seemed, was over. The first Elden Lord was no more. Back in the lands, between centuries past, Marika's grand plan continued to unfold. She shattered the Elden Ring, the very source of the world's order, an act of ultimate rebellion against the greater will. The pieces of the ring, the great runes, were claimed by her demigod children, and the power drove them mad. They waged a terrible civil war against each other, the Shattering, a war that tore the world apart, leaving it a ruined, stagnant shadow of its former glory. The world broke. The demigods were locked in an eternal stalemate, none strong enough to defeat the others and become the new Elden Lord. The greater will abandoned the world it had once so favored. The lands between fell into a long, slow decay, a beautiful ruin populated by the mad and the desperate, where no one could truly die and no one could ever win. It is into this broken world that the call finally goes out. A faint, long, forgotten light begins to shine once more. The grace, which had been lost for so long, returns, but it doesn't return to the demigods, the inhabitants of the lands between. It returns to those who were cast out. It returns to the dead. You are in the dark, a peaceful, endless nothing. You have been here for a very long time. There is no thought, no feeling, just a quiet absence. Then, a flicker, a tiny spark in the void. It grows not into a blinding light, but a gentle, persistent warmth, a golden thread pulling you. It is a familiar feeling, a memory from a life lived centuries ago. It is the call of grace. Across the world, in forgotten graves and ancient battlefields, the descendants of Godfrey's original army begin to stir. You, a distant descendant of this long line of exiles, awaken. You are tarnished, and you are being called home. Home to the lands between, to fight and to die, and to see the Erd Tree once more. And not just you. The call reaches all the great Tarnished champions of the past. It reaches Godfrey himself. In his distant grave, the first Elden Lord is brought back to life by the call he was promised so long ago. The prophecy of his queen is fulfilled. He rises, a warrior reborn, and begins the long journey back to the land he once conquered, to the throne he once occupied. This is the world you step into as a player. You are one of many Tarnished, drawn back to this broken land by a mysterious guidance of grace. Your goal is simple and impossible: to challenge the mad demigods, to gather their great runes, to stand before the Erd Tree, and to become the new Elden Lord. You are walking in the footsteps of Godfrey. Your journey is an echo of his. He was the first Lord. You aspire to be the next. His spirit, his legacy, hangs over everything. You fight through the ruins of castles he conquered. You face the descendants of enemies he defeated. His story is the foundation upon which your own is built. And eventually, your paths will cross. At the very foot of the Erd Tree, after you have overcome every other obstacle, you will find him waiting for you. Godfrey, the first Elden Lord, returned from his long exile, seeking to reclaim his title. He sees you not as an enemy, but as the final test, the last worthy opponent in a lifetime of war. When you face him, he is every inch the king, regal, powerful, with the spectral lion Sirosh still clinging to his back. He fights with the measured, controlled strength of a lord. But as the battle rages, as you prove your strength against his, something changes. He casts the lion aside. He straightens up and embraces the raw, untamed power he suppressed for so long. He becomes Horalu, warrior, once more. He fights you not as a king, but as a chieftain in his prime, with his bare hands and his unquenchable thirst for battle. It is a final, beautiful, tragic act. In his last moments, he gives up the crown, the title, the restraint, and dies as he began. A warrior. By defeating him, you prove you are worthy. You have surpassed the legend. You have earned the right to take his place. The story of Godfrey is the story of the lands between, in miniature. A story of ambition, of conquest, of great victory, followed by a long and tragic decline. It's a story about purpose. Godfrey's purpose was to conquer the world for his queen. Once that was done, he was cast aside. His new purpose, given to him by Marika, was to become strong in death and exile, and one day return. He fulfilled that purpose too. It raises a question for you. the new Tarnished on the block. What is your purpose? Is it simply to follow the guidance of grace, to mend the ring and take the throne, continuing the cycle? Or is it to find a new way, to break the cycle of gods and lords and cosmic patrons altogether? Godfrey's story is a warning about what happens when you perfectly fulfill the purpose someone else sets for you. You become obsolete. His journey is one of incredible loss. He lost his home. He lost his grace. He lost his title. He lost his wife. He even lost his name. But in doing so, he found himself again. He became Hoarah once more. Perhaps there is a lesson there, that true strength isn't found in titles or divine favor, but in what remains when all of that is stripped away. So as you drift, think of that long, lonely march out of the lands, between an army of champions, fading into the mists of history. Think of the cold, foreign stars they slept under. Think of the quiet dignity of a king who accepts his exile without question, trusting in a promise made by the one who betrayed him, a promise of a final, glorious return. Godfrey's tale is a tragedy, but it is also a story of immense loyalty and honor. He is the first, the original, the archetype of the hero in this world, and his shadow stretches long, from the dawn of the age of the Erd Tree to its very twilight, where you now stand, ready to begin it all anew. And so, after a long and lonely road, you find your way back to the heart of the capital, back to the very foot of the great golden tree. You stand in the Erd Tree Sanctuary, a place of quiet, solemn power. Dust motes dance in the shafts of light that pierce the canopy high above. The air is still, so very still. It feels like a place holding its breath, waiting for a king to return. And a king does return through the archway. He appears. Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. His stride is heavy, each footstep echoing with the weight of ages. He carries his great axe as if it were a mere extension of his arm. On his back, the spectral form of the beast regent, Serosh, clings to him. A golden lion, a symbol of the wild power he has learned to control. He looks at you not with anger, but with a profound and weary recognition. He sees another who has walked the long path of the Tarnished. He speaks, and his voice is like the grinding of ancient stones. He acknowledges your journey. He accepts his duty. As the First Lord, it is his role to test any who would claim his throne. And so, your final contest begins. It is not a frantic, desperate battle. It is a duel. A stately, honorable affair between the old monarch and the new. His movements are powerful, yet measured. Each swing of his axe is a lesson in history, a story of a war fought and won. Serosh remains on his back, a silent observer, a constant reminder of the vow Godfrey made to Queen Marika, to be a lord, to temper the raw, insatiable bloodlust of Hoarah, the warrior chief he once was. This is Godfrey the king, the consort, the stately figure who ruled an age. The golden light of the Erd Tree seems to glint off his crown and his armor, reflecting the grace that has guided you both to this very spot. You can feel the restraint in him. A vast ocean of power, held back by a dam of will and promise. But your strength is undeniable. You have learned too much. You have fought too hard. You press him, matching his regal power with your own relentless spirit. You are not just a challenger. You are a reckoning. And in the heart of the battle, Godfrey realizes that his controlled kingly might will not be enough to stop you. He sees that to truly test you, to truly honor this final duel, he must become what he once was. He must cast off the crown and the title. He must unleash the storm. In a moment of shocking finality, he turns his attention inward. He reaches for the spectral lion on his shoulders. With a deep sigh that seems to shake the very foundations of the sanctuary, he dismisses his regent, Sirosh, the symbol of his restraint, the companion that has been with him for an age, dissolves into golden light. The act is one of ultimate sacrifice. He is letting go of the man he became for his queen, for his age. He is choosing to face you as his truest self. And then he roars. It is a sound that does not belong in this hallowed hall. It is the roar of the chieftain of the Badlands, the unfiltered battle cry of Horalu warrior. His armor falls away, and he stands before you, a titan of muscle and scar tissue. No longer a lord, no longer a king, just a warrior, the greatest warrior the lands between have ever known. The very air grows heavy with his raw, untamed power. The fight that follows is different. It is primal, elemental. It is a storm of fists and feet, of grapples and earth-shattering slams. This is the man who conquered the fire giants, who commanded a fearsome army. He is not fighting for a throne now. He is fighting for the sheer love of battle, for the final glorious test of his strength against yours. It is terrifying, and it is beautiful. A warrior finding his last and greatest war. But even the greatest warriors must eventually fall. Your journey has prepared you for this. Your will has been forged in the fires of 100 other battles, and as the dust settles, Horalu kneels. He looks at you, and in his eyes, there is no malice, only respect. He calls you a warrior of true strength. He accepts his defeat with a grace that his kingly self would have admired. He has found the warrior's death he was denied in his long exile. In the quiet aftermath, you stand before the fallen chieftain. His story is complete. The tale of a man made into a lord, who became a king, was cast out as an exile, and returned to die as the warrior he always was. His life was a testament to strength, but also to the burdens that come with it. The crown, the duty, the long, lonely years away from the home he fought to build. He showed that true strength is not just about winning wars, but about knowing who you are. Godfrey's legend is not a tragedy. It is a circle completed. He was the first lord, and his end allows for a new one to rise. As you move past him, towards the golden light that awaits, you carry the lesson of his life with you. A crown is indeed warranted with strength, but the nature of that strength, and the sacrifices you make for it, is a story that you must now write for yourself. The age of Godfrey has ended. A new age can now begin. Let the world outside fade away. Let the sounds of your room become distant echoes. You are here now, in a place of story and shadow. Picture yourself standing on a windswept cliff. The air is warm and heavy. It tastes of dust and something else, something metallic and faintly sweet, like old blood and dying flowers. Before you stretches a landscape painted in impossible colors. The sky is not blue, but a deep, bruised crimson, as if the sun has bled out across the horizon. The earth below is a tapestry of rust-red soil and ochre sand. Twisted skeletal trees claw at the sky, their branches bare and black. This is Kaled, a land that is not dying, a land that is already dead, but its body has forgotten how to be still. It is a wound on the world, a scar left by a war between gods. And tonight, we will tell its story. The story of a battle so immense it broke a continent. The story of the two demigods who fought it, General Radahn, the Star Scourge, and Malenia, the Blade of Miquella. To understand the tragedy of Caelid, you must first understand the man who would become its broken king. Imagine a boy, a giant among men, born to Queen Rennala of the Carian Royal Family and Radahn, who would later become the second Elden Lord. This boy, Radahn, was a titan. Even in his youth, he possessed a strength that was almost comical, a size that made the world seem small and fragile around him. You can picture him, can't you? A young man ducking through doorways, sitting at tables that seem like dolls' furniture. Yet, his heart was as large as his frame. He did not look upon the world with contempt, but with a kind of gentle admiration. He saw heroes, and he wished to be like them. Specifically, he looked upon the first Elden Lord, Godfrey, a warrior of unparalleled might, and he saw his future. He modeled his entire life after this golden champion. He adorned his armor with the image of a lion, Godfrey's own symbol of strength and ferocity. It was hero worship in its purest form. A young demigod looking up at the legend who came before. This tells you something important about Radahn. His power was immense, but his spirit was simple. He valued strength. He valued honor. He valued loyalty. These were the pillars of his soul. There is a story about Radahn that perfectly captures his nature. A story about a horse. As he grew into his full colossal size, he found himself faced with a small, sad problem. He had a steed, a scrawny, rather unimpressive horse, but one he loved dearly. His name was Leonard. Radahn adored this animal, but he was simply too big to ride him. The poor creature would buckle under his weight. For a warrior of his stature, the solution might seem simple. Find a bigger horse, find a dragon perhaps, find some monstrous beast worthy of a demigod. But Radahn could not bear to part with his companion, so he did something extraordinary. He did something that would alter the course of history, all for the love of a skinny horse. He traveled to the sorcerous town of Celia, a place nestled right here in the heart of Caelid. Imagine him there. This giant of a man, clad in heavy armor, walking the delicate, star-lit streets of a town of mages. Scholars in their long robes would have stared as he passed, this creature of pure physical might entering their world of intellect and cosmic secrets. He went there to learn, to study. He, a warrior born, submitted himself to the rigors of magical study. He sat with the sorcerers, his huge hands carefully turning the pages of delicate scrolls, and he learned gravity, magic, not for conquest, not to move mountains or pull down moons. He mastered the fundamental forces of the universe for one single, humble reason: to make himself weightless enough to ride Leonard. Think about that for a moment. The sheer will and dedication to learn a discipline so alien to his own nature, just to keep a friend by his side. That was the essence of General Radahn, a fearsome warrior with the heart of a sentimental old soul. This gravitational power he mastered would grow, of course. He became so adept that he could hold the very stars in place, arresting their movement across the sky. This act earned him his famous title, the Star Scourge. It sounds terrifying, does it not? As if he were a cosmic tyrant. but it was a power born of love, a power that, in his mind, protected the world from the influence of fates written in the constellations. Now, travel far from the red sands of Caelid to a place of impossible beauty and hidden sorrow, a sacred tree, vast and golden, hidden away from the world. This is the Halig tree, and it is the home of the other half of our story, Malenia. Like Radahn, she was a demigod of incredible power, but where Radahn was born with immense physical strength, Malenia was born with an immense curse. From the moment of her birth, she was afflicted. A rot, a divine sickness that festered within her, eating away at her from the inside out, the Scarlet Rot. Imagine living with that, a constant internal enemy, a decay that is part of your very being. Her twin brother, Miquella, who was himself cursed to be eternally young, dedicated his life to finding a cure for her. He was a prodigy of incredible power. He created this Halig tree as a sanctuary, a new world order, free from the interference of the outer gods who had cursed them. He also developed something called unalloyed gold, a precious metal with the ability to ward off the influence of these cosmic beings. He fashioned prosthetics for his sister from this gold to replace the limbs the rot had claimed: a sword, an arm, 2 legs. You can feel the weight of this existence. Every day is a battle, not against an army, but against your own body. This struggle forged Malenia into something fearsome. She became a warrior of unmatched grace and lethality. Her fighting style was like a dance, a whirlwind of precise, deadly strikes. And through it all, she maintained a singular, fierce pride. She had a mantra, a phrase she would become known for throughout the lands between. I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella, and I have never known defeat. This wasn't mere arrogance. It was a shield, a declaration of war against the rot that tried to claim her. If she could not be defeated by armies, by warriors, by other demigods, then she could not be defeated by the disease inside her. Her perfect record was proof that she was in control. It was the bedrock of her identity. Defeat was not an option, because to be defeated would be to let the rot win. So we have our 2 combatants, Radahn, the Star-Scourge General, a powerhouse of honor and physical might, who held the stars in place out of love for a horse, and Malenia, the Severed, a graceful, undefeated swordswoman whose entire existence was a battle against an internal decay, her pride the only thing keeping it at bay. 2 of the most powerful children of Queen Marika. 2 beings who in a kinder world might never have had a reason to cross paths. But the world was not kind. The Golden Order, the faith that had ruled the land for an age, began to fracture. Queen Marika, the Eternal, did the unthinkable. She shattered the Elden Ring, the very source of life and order in the world. The pieces, the great runes, were scattered, and the demigods, her children, were driven mad by their power and their grief. Each claimed a shard of the ring, and a great, terrible war began. The shattering, a war of ambition, a war of family, brother against brother, sister against sister. Radahn, with his immense army and strategic brilliance, was one of the most powerful players in this conflict. He controlled a vast swathe of the continent, including this land, Caelid. His Redmane soldiers were fiercely loyal, inspired by his strength and his honor. Malenia, too, commanded an army. Her Cleanrot knights, warriors who had pledged their lives to her, willingly fighting alongside a woman who carried a plague within her. Their loyalty was absolute. They would follow her into any fire. And so, Malenia marched. She left her sanctuary, the Halig Tree, and led her knights across the continent. Her target, Radahn. Her goal, his great rune. It was the height of the shattering, a time of chaos and bloodshed. You can imagine that march, the sight of it. Malenia, at the head of her column, her golden prosthetics gleaming, her knights in their elegant sculpted armor, a river of bronze and steel flowing through a broken world. They would have passed ruined villages, scorched battlefields. The evidence of her siblings' destructive war would have been everywhere. The air on that journey would have been thick with the smell of smoke and sorrow. Every sunrise would have revealed a new horror on the horizon. Yet they marched on, driven by Malenia's unyielding will. She had never known defeat, and she did not intend to start now. Finally, they arrived. Here, in Caelid, the heart of Radahn's territory, and the stage was set for the single most devastating confrontation of the entire war. Picture the scene, a vast, open plain under that strange red sky. The wind kicks up dust, carrying the scent of dry grass and anticipation. On one side, the Redmane army. Thousands of soldiers, their red banners snapping in the wind at their center. A figure that seems less like a man and more like a landform. General Radahn, astride his faithful steed Leonard, who seems impossibly small beneath him. Radahn's armor is immense, his red hair like a lion's mane flowing from his helmet. You can almost feel the gravitational energy pulsing around him, a low, silent hum that makes the air feel thick and heavy. On the other side, Malenia and her clean-rot knights. They are fewer in number, but they stand with a resolute stillness. Their armor shines with a clean, almost holy light against the dusty landscape. Malenia herself is a vision of deadly grace. She holds her long, curved blade, a part of her own body, forged from unalloyed gold. She feels no fear, only purpose. The quiet before a storm is a special kind of silence. It is not empty, it is full of everything that is about to happen. You can hear the leather of saddles creaking, the nervous snort of a horse, the soft clink of 1,000 pieces of armor. And then it begins. The battle was not a simple clash of swords. It was a cataclysm, a war between two forces of nature. Radahn, the Star Scourge, commanded the very earth and sky. Imagine watching as he raises his huge blades to the heavens. The air crackles, the light bends, and then, from the crimson sky, rocks begin to fall. Meteors, pulled from the void, trailing purple fire as they crash into the ranks of the clean-rot knights. Each impact is like a small earthquake, sending shock waves of dust and terror through the battlefield. But Malenia's knights do not break. They are utterly devoted. They press on, weathering the cosmic storm. And Malenia herself moves through the chaos like a phantom. She is impossibly fast. She closes the distance to Radahn, her blade a blur. The duel at the heart of the battle begins. It is a clash of physics and philosophy. Radahn is brute force, gravity, unstoppable momentum. Every swing of his swords could shatter a fortress wall. Malenia is precision, speed, unrelenting aggression. A flurry of strikes so fast, they seem to be landing all at once. Her signature waterfowl dance. You can almost hear the sounds of their conflict echoing across the plains. The deep, thunderous clang of Radahn's colossal weapons meeting the high, sharp ring of Malenia's prosthetic blade. It is the sound of mountains being struck by lightning. For hours, they fought. The armies around them were decimated, clashing and dying in the shadow of their demigod leaders. But between the two main combatants, there was a perfect, terrible stalemate. Radahn's gravitational power could keep her at bay. His raw strength was enough to parry her lightning-fast attacks, but he could not land a decisive blow. She was too quick, too agile, a fly he could not swat. And Malenia, for all her skill, could not breach his defenses. He was a fortress of muscle and iron. His command of gravity meant he could repel her, push her back, even when she got close. She was the finest sword in the world, striking against an impenetrable wall. The sun crawled across the red sky. The field of battle became a graveyard, and still they fought, locked in a perfect equilibrium of power. And this is where Malenia's curse, her pride, became a factor. For Radahn, a stalemate might have been acceptable, an honorable draw against a worthy foe. But for Malenia, a draw was not victory, and anything that was not a victory was a defeat. It would mean the Rot had won. It would mean her mantra was a lie. Her spirit could not accept it. She was backed into a corner, not by Radahn's blades, but by her own identity. And so, in an act of ultimate desperation, she chose to unleash the one weapon she had kept locked away inside her entire life. She let the Rot go. Imagine the moment, the lull in the fighting, Radahn, perhaps catching his breath, his huge chest heaving, Malenia, standing still, and then she blooms, a great, terrifying flower of vibrant, sickly orange erupts from her body. It is not an explosion of fire and force. It is something far more insidious. A silent, beautiful apocalypse. A vast cloud of scarlet spores billows outwards, released into the air. It is utterly quiet and utterly final. If you were a soldier on that field, you would not have understood what was happening. You would see this beautiful, otherworldly flower blossom in the heart of the battle. You would see the dust, like spores, drift on the wind. It would look almost peaceful, like pollen from a strange giant plant. But then, the feeling would start. A tickle in your throat, a burning in your lungs. You would look at your hands and see the skin beginning to blister and peel. You would look at the ground and see the dry grass wither and turn to red sludge in a matter of seconds. The Scarlet Rot was not just a poison. It was a terraforming agent, a divine plague that rewrites life itself. It consumed everything. Armor rusted and fell apart in moments. Flesh sloughed from bone. The very earth was infected, becoming a swamp of bubbling scarlet decay. The screams would have started then, choked, wet sounds, as soldiers from both armies were consumed by this creeping, silent death. Radahn, at the epicenter of the bloom, took the full force of it. His immense, godlike constitution saved him from immediate death, but the Rot poured into him. It did not just attack his body, it attacked his mind. The honorable, intelligent general was scoured from within by a madness born of divine sickness. In that moment, the great star scourge Radahn was broken, not by a sword, but by a plague. Malenia, too, paid a terrible price. Unleashing the bloom took everything she had. It shattered her body and her consciousness. She fell into a deep coma, her own power having overwhelmed her. The battle was over. There was no winner, only two defeated demigods, and a land that would be forever poisoned by their pride. The great duel had ended, and it had broken the world. The aftermath was a long, slow period of sorrow. Let's stay here, in Caelid, and watch what became of the victorious general. Radahn was not dead. Perhaps that would have been a mercy. He was hollowed out. The rot consumed his mind, leaving only his warrior instincts and his immense strength. He became a mindless beast, wandering the vast, newly formed desert that his battlefield had become. You can see him in your mind's eye, a colossal figure, his glorious red hair now matted and filthy. His armor is pitted and corroded by the rot. He walks aimlessly under the red sun, driven by a single primal instinct: hunger. He scavenges the battlefield, feeding on the corpses of the dead, friend and foe alike. His beloved horse, Leonard, somehow survived, and still carries him, a testament to the strange, gentle magic that Radahn had mastered so long ago for that very purpose. The tiny horse, carrying the weight of a mad god. The sight is pitiable, tragic. This was the greatest general of the age, the hero who modeled himself after Godfrey, now reduced to a shambling monster. But the story of Radahn's men is one of incredible loyalty. His red-maned soldiers, those who survived the Scarlet Bloom, did not abandon him. They could not bring themselves to kill their beloved leader. It would have been a betrayal of everything he stood for. So, they contained him. They watched over him. And they came up with a plan. A way to give him the one thing he had been denied: an honorable warrior's death. They created the Radahn Festival. It sounds celebratory, but it was a funeral rite. They invited warriors from all across the lands, between to come to Caelid, to face the ruined demigod in combat. It was a challenge, a collective effort to put the old general out of his misery, to give him the glorious end he deserved, fighting against worthy champions. Imagine the atmosphere of that festival. It is not one of joy, but of somber respect. Tents are pitched on the edge of the wailing dunes. Warriors sharpen their blades, their faces grim. They are here to kill a hero. It is a necessary, heartbreaking task. The wind that blows across these dunes carries a faint, mournful sound. It is the sound of Radahn, mindlessly roaring in the distance, a constant reminder of what was lost. The loyalty of his men, to stand by him, even in his monstrosity, is a small, warm light in the overwhelming darkness of Caelid's story. They loved their general too much to let him fade away as a monster. They would see him die, a warrior. And what of Malenia? She did not fare much better. The release of the rot had cost her dearly. It is said, the first bloom took her arm, her legs, and her sight. This second, greater bloom, took her consciousness. She lay comatose in the heart of the newly formed swamp of Aeonia, the very epicenter of her own destruction. She was vulnerable, defeated by her own hand. But like Radahn, she was blessed with loyal followers. One of her clean rot knights, a warrior named Finlay, found her there. The knight looked upon her fallen commander, this undefeated demigod, now inert and helpless, and Finlay made a choice. She would not leave her. She lifted Malenia onto her shoulders, and she began to walk. Think of that journey. A single night, carrying the slumbering body of a demigod who was also a living plague. Finlay had to carry her out of the hellscape of Caelid, fighting off the mutated horrors that now called it home. She had to cross the war-torn continent, avoiding the armies of other demigods, battling bandits and monsters, all while bearing her sacred burden. The journey would have taken months, maybe years. It was an act of devotion that is almost impossible to comprehend. You can picture Finlay, can't you? Her once gleaming armor is now dented and stained. She is exhausted, pushing herself onward day after day. At night, she would make a small, hidden camp and watch over Malenia's sleeping form. She had one goal, one destination: to return her commander home, to the Halig Tree. And against all odds, she succeeded. She brought Malenia back to the sanctuary of her brother's tree and laid her at its roots to heal. Finlay died from the exhaustion of her journey, a hero's end for a soldier whose loyalty knew no bounds. And then there is the land itself, Caelid, the final victim of the war. It never recovered. The Scarlet Rot did not fade. It settled into the soil. It became the new ecosystem. Stand again on that cliff and look out. The twisted trees are a result of the rot. The giant, monstrous dogs and crows, their bodies warped into nightmarish forms, are creatures that have adapted to this poisoned world. The swamp of Aeonia, where Malenia bloomed, is the most toxic, dangerous place in the lands between. A testament to a single moment of desperate pride. The air here will forever taste of decay. The sky will forever be red. Caelid is a constant weeping reminder that in some wars there are no victors. Radahn, the honorable general, lost his mind. Malenia, the undefeated blade, was forced to accept a draw that was, in truth, a defeat for everyone. Her perfect record was maintained, but at the cost of a continent, and 2 armies of loyal soldiers were annihilated for a war their leaders could not win. There is a deep sadness that permeates this place, a quiet that is not peaceful, but empty. It is the silence of a tomb. The story of Radahn and Malenia is a tragedy on a grand scale. It is about how even the greatest strengths can become fatal flaws. Radahn's honor and strength were legendary, but they could not protect him from a foe he could not see. Malenia's pride and refusal to be defeated drove her to an act of self-destruction that ruined them both. As you stand here, feeling the gritty wind on your skin, you can reflect on the nature of such a conflict. It teaches a quiet lesson, that some battles are unwinnable, that sometimes the most honorable act is to walk away. But these were demigods, driven by forces we can barely comprehend. Pride, honor, love, curse. For them, walking away was never an option, and so they fought. And the land paid the price. Let the image of the red sky and the twisted trees remain with you. Let it be a gentle, sorrowful lullaby. A story of gods and monsters, and the sad, broken world they left behind. A world waiting for something new, a world waiting for sleep. So you stand here now, a silent observer to the duel's terrible conclusion. The orange haze of the battlefield begins to clear, but it is not replaced by the familiar blue of the sky. Instead, a sickly, permanent red stain begins to bleed across the heavens, a watercolor wash of crimson and rust. The very air you breathe feels different. It is thick, heavy. It carries a strange, cloying scent, like overripe fruit and damp soil, a scent of decay, but also of a terrible, unnatural life. Across the dunes, you see movement. not the frenzied clash of armies, but a single, determined figure. It is a knight in gleaming white and gold armor, untarnished by the rot that has consumed everything else. This is Finlay, one of Malenia's most loyal clean rot knights. She moves with a purpose that defies the horror around her. She finds her lady, her demigod, slumbering in the heart of the great scarlet flower that was her final desperate act. Malenia is unconscious, her body ravaged by the very power she unleashed. You watch as Finlay lifts her mistress with a tenderness that seems out of place in this blighted land. There is no fanfare, no victory speech, only the quiet, resolute duty of a knight saving her queen. Finlay begins a long, arduous journey, a desperate flight from the epicenter of the devastation she and her lady have wrought. She carries the sleeping goddess north, away from the screaming and the dying, away from the ruin of Caelid. It is a pilgrimage of loyalty, a lonely trek through a world that has been irrevocably broken by their pride. But what of the victor? What of the Star Scourge, General Radahn? He did not fall. He did not die. In a way, his fate is far worse. The Scarlet Bloom did not kill him. It hollowed him out. It took everything he was, his nobility, his intellect, his love for his men, and his horse, and it burned it all away, leaving only the shell of a warrior, a demigod's strength without a demigod's mind. He remains here, in the heart of his ruined kingdom. You can almost feel the change happening within him, a fire of madness fueled by the rot, consuming his thoughts, his memories. He is driven by a singular, all-consuming hunger, not for power, but for flesh. He wanders the Scarlet Dunes, a king in his own personal hell, devouring the corpses of friend and foe alike, a monstrous, tragic figure, stripped of his sanity. And yet, even in this state, something of the old Radahn remains, a ghost of his former self, a flicker of his immense will. Though his mind is gone, his mastery of gravity magic persists, an unconscious act of immense power. And with it, he continues to fulfill his oath. He continues to hold the very stars in place. He arrested their movement long ago, and even in madness, his power does not fail. He is a mindless beast, a cannibal king, but he is also the silent guardian of the world's fate, his duty outliving his reason. It is the ultimate tragedy, a hero trapped in the body of a monster, still serving the world he no longer recognizes. The land of Caelid reflects this tragedy. It becomes a scar upon the world, a permanent wound that will not heal. The sand is stained red, not just with blood, but with the rot itself. Strange, fungal growths sprout from the earth, reaching towards the crimson sky like skeletal hands. Trees petrify, their bark turning to a chalky white stone. The very water becomes a vector for the plague, a murky, orange soup that offers no life. You feel a phantom breeze against your skin, and it carries not the grit of sand, but fine, glittering spores of scarlet rot. They settle like a soft, deadly snow. The wildlife changes. Dogs grow monstrous, their skin peeling back to reveal muscle and bone. Birds become leathery, reptilian things with feathers of flame. Everything here is either dead or dying, or has been reborn into something awful, something that thrives on the decay. This is the legacy of the Duel. Not a victory, not a defeat, just an infection, a plague that has claimed a king, a goddess, and an entire continent. There was no winner here on the sands of Caelid. There were only survivors. Malenia, whisked away to slumber and heal in a hidden sanctuary. And Radahn, left to wander his wasteland, a king with no subjects, a general with no army, a mind with no thoughts. It is a profound and quiet sorrow that settles over this place, a sense of a greatness that has been utterly squandered. Two of the mightiest children of Marika, the two most powerful demigods of their generation, brought low not by a foreign invader or a grand conspiracy, but by their own unyielding pride. Their refusal to concede, their inability to see any path but total victory, led to this total shared ruin. And so, the people who remain, the soldiers who survived, they do not see Radahn as a monster to be slain. They see him as a hero to be honored, a king to be granted, a final, dignified end. They call a festival, not a festival of celebration, but of remembrance, a gathering of warriors from all corners of the land, invited to Caelid not to conquer a beast, but to give a noble general the warrior's death he has been denied. You can picture it, the quiet determination of those who gather. They come to challenge the mindless Star Scourge, to face his terrifying power, all in the hope of finally letting his spirit rest. It is the last act of love and respect they can show their fallen lord, to release him from the prison of the Scarlet Rot, to let the stars, at long last, resume their silent cosmic dance across the heavens, and to bring a quiet end to the story of the Shattering's most tragic duel. A story written in sand and sealed in scarlet. You stand in the silence that follows. The great, terrible flower of rot recedes, its petals curling back into nothingness. The air itself feels thin, stripped of life. On the horizon, you see a lone figure approaching the battlefield. This is Clean Rot Knight Finley, loyal to the last, come to rescue his slumbering mistress. He lifts Malenia's unconscious form, her body now a vessel for the god of rot, and begins the long, perilous journey back to the Halig Tree. He will fight through entire armies to see her home safely, a testament to a loyalty that transcends even the ruin of the world. And what of Radahn? The Scarlet Bloom did not grant him a clean death. Instead, it gave him something far worse. You watch as the rot eats away, not just at his flesh, but at his mind. His brilliant, strategic intellect, his noble heart, his very sense of self, all of it is scoured away, leaving only a husk of mindless rage and gnawing hunger. The Star Scourge is gone. In his place is a beast, wandering the scarlet dunes of his own ruined kingdom, devouring the bodies of friend and foe alike. A king reduced to a monster, trapped in an eternal, senseless war against himself. Yet, even in this wretched state, a fragment of his former glory remains, a testament to his impossible power. His gravitational magic, the very art that allowed him to command the stars, continues to hold. It is no longer a conscious act of will. It is an instinct, a duty so deeply ingrained in his soul that not even the complete annihilation of his mind can erase it. The stars remain frozen in their courses. Radahn, the mindless beast, still honors his old promise. He keeps the cosmic darkness at bay, even as a personal darkness consumes him from within. This is the great tragedy of their duel. There was no victor. Malenia unleashed a power she could not control, sacrificing an entire land and its people for a stalemate. She was carried from the field, but her pride was shattered and her curse was deepened. Radahn lost his mind and his kingdom, becoming a prisoner in his own body. His legend was forever tainted, not by defeat in battle, but by the slow, creeping horror of the Rot. The battle was a wound from which neither demigod would ever truly recover. And so, the land of Caelid remains as a scar upon the world, a permanent reminder of this day. The very soil is red, stained by the rot. The creatures that crawl through its canyons are twisted, monstrous things, born of the plague. The sky itself seems to weep a crimson dust. You can feel the sickness in the air, a faint, metallic tang on your tongue. It is a place of profound and unending sadness, a graveyard for two legacies. As you stand here, a silent observer to this ancient sorrow, you notice small, beautiful flowers blooming in the blighted sand. The scarlet Aeonia. They grow only where the rot is strongest, a beautiful, deadly blossom that marks the land where a god's power was unleashed. They are a paradox, a thing of delicate beauty born from utter devastation, a quiet testament to the idea that even in the deepest rot, something new can begin to grow. The wind whispers across the red dunes, carrying with it the tales of this battle, of pride and power, of love and loyalty, of a brother and sister, two of the mightiest beings in the world, who met here and broke each other, and the world in their struggle. The sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the wasteland. It is time to leave this memory behind, time to let the silence of Caelid soothe you. The story is over. Let it fade into the peace of the coming night. Let the world outside your window fade away. Allow the gentle rhythm of your own breathing to become your anchor. You are sinking softly now into a place of quiet and rest. Imagine, if you will, a landscape bathed in perpetual twilight. You are standing on a narrow causeway, the stone beneath your feet slick with a fine, cool mist. All around you is a vast lake, its surface as still and silver as a polished mirror. The water is so clear, you can see the ghostly shapes of submerged rooftops and bell towers far below. This is Liurnia of the lakes, and in the center of this great expanse, rising from the water on a pinnacle of rock, is a sight of impossible beauty. The Academy of Raya Lucaria. Its towers and spires seem to be carved from moonlight itself, glowing with a soft, internal luminescence. The air here feels different. It hums with a quiet energy, a silent song you feel in your bones more than you hear with your ears. It smells of damp stone, night-blooming flowers, and something else, something ancient and cosmic, like ozone after a lightning strike, or the cold dust of a fallen star. Before the Golden Order, before the Erd Tree grew to dominate the sky, this land belonged to the sorcerers. They did not draw their power from faith or from a distant golden sun. Their gaze was fixed on the night sky, on the silent, endless dance of the stars and the gentle, watchful face of the moon. You are walking now through the gates of the Academy. The air grows cooler. The sound of your footsteps echoes softly in the vast halls. You are in the heart of the Carian Royal Family's domain. They were the masters of this place, the sovereigns of starlight and lunar magic. Theirs was a knowledge born from staring into the void, from charting the unknowable, and from understanding that the universe was far older and far stranger than any single tree or single god. This was the home of Queen Renala. Her title was not one of conquest or of earthly might. She was the queen of the full moon. Her power was drawn from that beautiful, silent orb that governs the tides and the secret rhythms of the world. Imagine her, not on a throne of gold, but in an observatory, surrounded by celestial maps and shimmering astrolabes. Her crown was not of metal, but of woven moonlight. Her magic was not the fiery wrath of zealots. It was cool, elegant, and precise. The graceful arc of a glintstone pebble, the shimmering shield of a Carian crest, the summoning of spirits from beyond the veil. Her people, the Carians, were scholars and knights who served the moon with the same devotion that others gave to the sun. Then, from the heartland of the continent, the armies of the Erd Tree came. They marched under a golden banner, their faith a roaring fire that sought to consume all other beliefs. Leading them was a champion of fearsome renown, a warrior with hair as red as flame and a will as unbending as steel. His name was Radahn. He was the greatest hero of the Golden Order, a living embodiment of its power. The war for Liurnia was fierce, a clash of two fundamentally different ways of seeing the world. The sorcerers of the Academy, with their cool, calculated magic, against the incandescent faith of the Leyndell Knights. You can almost picture the scene. Golden incantations exploding against shimmering blue shields. The silent, focused sorcerers against the roaring, zealous knights. It was a war of sun against moon, fire against ice. But something unexpected happened, something that wars and doctrines rarely account for. In the midst of this grand conflict, the two leaders met. Radahn, the Golden Champion, and Rennala, the Lunar Queen. And on the battlefield, surrounded by the clash of magic and steel, they found not hatred, but respect, an admiration for each other's strength and conviction. And from that respect, something more grew. Radahn, the champion of the Golden Order, set aside his hammer. He fell in love. He swore an oath, not to conquer the Carians, but to join them. He became Renala's consort, and in doing so, he became the second master of Raya Lucaria. This was a union that should have been impossible. The Golden Order, which viewed all other beliefs as heresy, had its greatest champion marry the leader of the Carian sorcerers. It was a political maneuver of genius, ending a costly war without further bloodshed. But for Rennala and Radahn, it was more than that. It was a genuine marriage, a joining of two souls from opposite ends of the cosmos. Think of the peace it brought. The knights of the Erd Tree lowered their swords. The sorcerers of the moon lowered their staves. In the halls of the Academy, golden sigils were carved alongside lunar crests. A new family was born, one that held the potential to unite the warring faiths of the lands between, to create a dynasty that understood both the logic of the stars and the faith of the sun. It was a time of delicate, hopeful peace. From this union, 3 children were born, 3 demigods who would each carry a piece of their parents' immense legacy, and each would walk a very different path. The first was the general, Radahn. He was his father's son in many ways. He admired the raw, physical power of the Golden Order's first champion, Godfrey. He saw glory in battle, honor in strength. You can picture him as a child, not with a sorcerer's staff, but with a wooden sword, dreaming of legendary warriors. His red hair, a direct inheritance from his father, burned like a personal sun. He would study gravitational magic, not for scholarly pursuit, but for a very practical reason. So, he could continue to ride his beloved, yet undersized horse, Leonard. It was a sign of his character. Immense power, used for a purpose, born of simple, honest affection. The second son was Rykard. He was more difficult to read. He possessed his father's ambition and his mother's sharp intellect. But within him, a seed of dissent was growing. He looked at the Golden Order and the cosmic powers that governed their world, and he saw not divine truth, but tyranny. He saw chains, where others saw guidance. His path would lead him down a dark and winding road into the fiery heart of a volcano to seek power on his own terms. His journey was one of rebellion, but unlike his siblings, it was a rebellion that would seek to consume everything, including himself. And then there was the third child, the daughter, Ranni. She was her mother's child, through and through. Born under the pale light of the moon, she was quiet, watchful, and incredibly intelligent. She did not share Radahn's love for battle, nor Rykard's burning ambition. Her world was the world of her mother, the silent, velvet blackness of the night sky, the cold, distant light of the stars. The mysterious, guiding presence of the dark moon, a more secretive and powerful celestial body than even the full moon her mother worshipped. As a child, you can imagine her not playing with other children, but sitting alone in the highest tower of the Carian Manor, simply watching the cosmos turn. She felt a kinship with the cold, silent emptiness of space, a comfort in its vastness. This fragile piece, this beautiful family woven from sun and moon, was not destined to last. Far away, in the capital city of Leyndell, Queen Marika, the Eternal, made a decision that would shatter the lives of the Carian royals. Godfrey, her first Elden Lord, was exiled, and she needed a new consort. She chose Radahn, her own champion. He was summoned back to the capital, back to the foot of the Erd Tree. He was to become the second Elden Lord, and in doing so, he had to leave his life in Liurnia behind. He had to leave his wife. He left Rennala. The records call it a separation, a political necessity. But for Rennala, it was a profound and absolute heartbreak. You are standing now in the Grand Library of Raya Lucaria. The air in here is heavy and still. Dust motes dance in the faint light, filtering through the high arched windows. Bookshelves stretch up into the darkness, filled with ancient tomes that no one has read for an age. And in the center of the room, you see her, Rennala. She is cradling a large amber-colored egg, a gift from Radahn, a promise of rebirth that he never fulfilled. It is the only thing she has left of him. Her mind, once as sharp as a shard of glintstone, has broken. She is lost in her grief, endlessly trying to perfect the art of rebirthing her students, hoping to create something perfect, something that will not leave her. The sweet, cloying scent of amber hangs in the air. The only sound is the soft, sad lullaby. She hums to herself, a melody of a love that was lost to the machinations of gods. Her loyal sorcerers, her children, still guard her. They do not have the heart to tell her that she is a queen with no kingdom, a mother whose other children have long since gone. Ranni watched all of this unfold. She saw her father leave. She saw her mother's heart and mind shatter. And she saw the truth of the world she lived in. The gods, the greater will, the golden order. They were not benevolent forces. They were fickle and cruel. They moved people around like pieces on a board, with no regard for love or family or happiness. They had broken her mother, and they had a plan for her too. Because Ranni was an Empyrean. This is a special title. It means she was chosen by the Two Fingers, the messengers of the greater will, as a candidate to succeed Queen Marika, to become the next god of the lands between, to be the vessel for a new age, dictated by the same distant power that had caused her family so much pain. To anyone else, this would be the greatest honor imaginable, a chance to ascend to godhood, to rule. But to Ranni, it was a death sentence. It was the ultimate prison. a life spent as a puppet, her will not her own, forever bound to a fate she did not choose. She looked at her reflection, the physical body that was destined for this grand purpose, and she despised it. She despised the destiny that was written into her very flesh, and so, in the quiet solitude of her tower, she began to plot. She would not run from her fate. She would not hide from it. She would utterly destroy it. Her plan was one of breathtaking genius and terrifying sacrifice. It required a ritual that had never been attempted before. It needed a specific time, a specific place, and a specific set of tools. It culminated in an event that would be known as the Night of the Black Knives. This was not a loud, bombastic battle. It was an act of silent, precise assassination carried out in the dead of night. Ranni was not alone in this. She had allies. The Numen, a race from which Marika herself had come, who were skilled in arts the Golden Order had forgotten. From them, she acquired assassins, the Black Knife Assassins, a group of women cloaked in shadow and silence. And she had something else, a fragment of the Rune of Death. Queen Marika had long ago sealed away the concept of destined death, creating a world where no one could truly die. But a fragment of that power had been stolen. Ranni had it. She imbued the daggers of her assassins with this power, but she did not seek to simply kill. Her plan was far more intricate. It was a ritual of two halves. On that fateful night, as the assassins moved like shadows through the capital, one half of the Rune of Death was used to kill the soul of a demigod. Their target was Godwyn the Golden, the most beloved of Marika's children. They struck him down, but his body lived on, soulless, a grotesque mockery of life that would spread a creeping undeath throughout the lands between. But at the exact same moment, in a hidden place, Ranni used the other half of the Rune of Death. She did not use it on an enemy. She used it on herself. But she did not target her soul. She targeted her body. You must understand the perfect, terrible symmetry of this act. Godwyn lost his soul, but his body remained. Ranni lost her body, but her soul remained. She had successfully murdered her own flesh, the very flesh that the two fingers had chosen. She had destroyed her physical form, casting it aside like a worn-out coat. In doing so, she had freed herself. She had cut the strings of destiny. The greater will could not control a soul that had no body to inhabit. She was free, but she was also untethered, a wandering spirit in the vastness of the world. Her spirit, now free, needed a new vessel, not one of flesh and blood, bound by fate, but one of wood and porcelain. She inhabited the form of a doll, a small, four-armed doll modeled after her own secret mentor, the Snow Witch. Imagine this transition, the loss of all physical sensation. No warmth, no cold, no pain, no pleasure. Just the silent, cool stillness of her new form. Her voice, when it came, was soft, filtered through her new body. She was a ghost in a shell. From her new home, in the towers behind the Carian Manor, she could watch the world without being a part of it. She could finally begin her true work. She was not entirely alone in her long, quiet quest. She had companions who were bound to her not by duty, but by a fierce and unwavering loyalty. There was Iji, the giant blacksmith. You can picture him at his forge, a gentle, intelligent being who had served the Carians for generations. He was her war counselor, his mind as sharp as the swords he crafted. He knew the risks she was taking, and he worried for her, but he never wavered in his support. He was the anchor, the wise old friend who provided counsel and a steady hand. Then there was Blade, half man, half wolf. He was not a pet or a servant. He was Ranni's stepbrother, given to her by the two fingers in her youth. He was intended to be her loyal shadow, a protector who would ensure she fulfilled her destiny. But the two fingers had miscalculated. Blade's loyalty was not to the gods who had created him. It was to Ranni herself. His devotion was absolute. He was her sword, her sworn protector, a bastion of strength and courage. His presence was a comforting one, a deep, rumbling voice, and an unwavering sense of honor. He would follow her into any darkness, face any foe, for her sake alone. And there was Seluvis, a sorcerer of great power but questionable character. He was arrogant and condescending, viewing others as mere puppets for his own amusement. Yet even he was bound to Ranni's service, part of her small clandestine circle. His motivations were his own, but his knowledge of sorcery was undeniable, another tool for Ranni to use in her grand design. Together, this strange little family worked from the shadows, hidden away in the misty quiet of Liurnia, preparing for a journey that would defy the gods themselves. Your journey with Ranni begins here. You have pledged your service to her cause. Her voice, soft and distant from within the doll's body, tasks you with a quest to find the hidden path to Nokron, the Eternal City. It is a place of legend, a city swallowed by the earth long ago as punishment for a forgotten crime against the greater will. It is said to hold a treasure that is vital to her quest, a weapon that can harm the gods themselves. To find it, you must first defeat General Radahn, her brother. His mastery of gravity magic has frozen the stars themselves in the sky, halting the very march of fate and blocking the path to Nokron. Once he is defeated, a star falls from the sky. It does not burn out. It tears a hole in the fabric of the world, opening a new path deep into the earth. You follow this path, descending through rock and soil until you emerge into a place that defies belief. You are standing on a cliff edge, looking out over a city bathed in an eternal night. This is Nokron. Below you, the architecture is grand and ancient. The stone is a dark, inky color, and the buildings are adorned with strange, flowing designs. But the most incredible sight is the sky above you, or rather, the ceiling. It is a vast, cavernous expanse, and on it are thousands upon thousands of tiny, glittering lights. A false sky, a perfect replica of the cosmos, created by a people who had been banished from the starlight they so loved. The air is still and silent, holding the quiet of millennia. You walk through the deserted streets of this silent city. The only inhabitants are strange, silver creatures that mimic the shapes of enemies you have known. Silver tears. They are the city's legacy, a form of life that can be shaped into anything. You feel a profound sense of melancholy here. This was a city of astrologers, much like the Carians. The people who lived here, the Nox, also studied the stars. They sought to create their own lord, to forge their own destiny free from the greater will. And for this hubris, their city was cast underground. Their punishment was to live forever, under a sky they had to build themselves, a constant reminder of the real stars they could no longer see. You realize that Ranni's quest is not unique. It is the continuation of a rebellion that began long ago. Deep within the most sacred part of the city, under the watchful gaze of a giant, skeletal figure sitting on a throne. You find what you are looking for. A treasure chest. You open it. Inside, nestled on a bed of velvet, is a blade. It is not made of shining steel. It is carved from a piece of night itself. A swirling dark nebula seems to be contained within its form. This is the Fingerslayer blade, a weapon created with one purpose: to kill the envoys of the greater will. It feels cold to the touch. Not the cold of metal, but the absolute cold of the void between stars. It does not hum with power. It is utterly silent. The perfect weapon for a quiet rebellion. You return to Ranni with the blade. She shows, for the first time, a flicker of something akin to joy. With this, she can finally continue her journey. She gives you a small, inverted Carian statue and asks you to place it on the altar in a nearby study hall. When you do, the world turns upside down. The entire hall inverts, and a new path opens before you, leading to the divine tower of Liurnia. At its peak, you find it, the curse mark of death, the other half of the rune that was used in the ritual so long ago. The piece that was carved into Ranni's own flesh as she died. With this, she has what she needs to complete her plan, the tool to kill a god, and the wound that proves she is free from them. Your quest is not over. Ranni's path now leads even deeper underground to another of the eternal cities, Nokstella. You reach it through a gateway in Ranni's Rise and find yourself in a place of flowing water and strange, ant-like creatures. It is here you find another small doll, a miniature Ranni. As you hold it, you hear her voice in your head. She is annoyed that you have found her in this vulnerable state, but she needs your help. A baleful shadow, an assassin in the form of Blade, has been sent by the Two Fingers to hunt her down and destroy her. Her protector's form has been twisted into a weapon against her. She asks you to kill it. You journey deeper, past Nokstella, until you come to a place that feels like the lowest point in the world, the Lake of Rot, a vast underground sea of scarlet liquid that corrupts and destroys all life it touches. The air is thick and acrid. The silence here is absolute. It is a dead place, yet you must cross it. On the far side, you find the Grand Cloister, a temple built in this blighted land, and there, waiting for you, is the baleful shadow. The fight is not a glorious one. It is a sad, necessary act. A final severing of Ranni's ties to her old masters. When the shadow is defeated, Ranni thanks you. She gives you a key to a chest that has been locked for a very long time. The key opens a chest in the Raya Lucaria Grand Library, where Renella still cradles her amber egg. Inside is a ring, a circle of dark, cool metal, set with a stone that looks like a miniature moon. The Dark Moon Ring, a legendary ring given only to the consort of a Carian queen who rules in the Age of Stars. It is a ring of betrothal, a promise. You now hold the key to Ranni's future. There is one last journey to make. Past the Lake of Rot, there is a path that leads upwards, ever upwards, until you emerge back onto the surface. But you are not in the familiar lands you know. You are on a high plateau, a place that has been inaccessible until now, the Moonlight Altar. You step out of the cave, and the sight takes your breath away. You are on the highest point in all of Liurnia. The air is thin, sharp, and incredibly cold. Below you, the entire land is laid out like a map, shrouded in mist. And above you, the sky is magnificent, with no trees or mountains to block your view. The stars are brilliant diamonds scattered on black velvet. They feel so close, you could almost reach out and touch them. And hanging in the sky is the moon, not the golden moon of the Erd tree, nor the full moon of Renala. It is a dark moon, a vast blue-white sphere of silent cosmic power, Ranni's moon. You walk across the plateau. The ground crunches under your feet. It is a place of serene beauty and profound silence. Ghostly blue flowers grow in patches, glowing with a soft inner light. You pass by a massive, slumbering dragon, encased in dark glintstone crystals. It does not stir. It is part of the landscape now. At the far end of the plateau, you see a grand cathedral, its roof partially collapsed, open to the stars. This is the Cathedral of Manicelis. The name means Hand of the Heavens. You feel a sense of reverence as you step inside. This is a holy place, but not one dedicated to the gods you know. Inside, you find a hole in the floor, leading down into darkness. You descend, and there, in a chamber below the church, you find her, Ranni, or rather, what is left of her. Her original body, the Empyrean flesh she cast off, lies slumped at the base of a strange, gnarled creature, the desiccated corpses of the two fingers that had tried to command her. Her old body is burned and scarred from the ritual, the curse mark glowing faintly on her skin. And next to it, her soul, in its doll form, sits silently. It has been a long and arduous journey. She has slain her guardians, defied her fate, and traveled to the very edge of the world. Now, she can go no further on her own. You approach her, silently. You hold out the ring, the dark moon ring. You slip it onto the finger of the doll. A pulse of soft, blue light emanates from the ring. And then, her spirit returns to the doll. She speaks. Her voice is filled with a quiet sense of triumph. She names you as her consort, her one and only lord. She tells you that her journey is now at its end, and she must begin a new one. A long, dark journey into the stars. She says she will not see you for a time. But she promises that one day you will rule together. And then she fades away, leaving you alone in the quiet darkness beneath the cathedral. You are left with only the silence and the profound weight of the destiny you have helped to create. Later, after your long journey is over, after you have become Elden Lord, you stand at the precipice of a new age. You have the power to choose what comes next, and you remember the promise you made. You summon her. The world around you grows dark and cold. A blue light descends. Ranni appears before you, no longer in her doll form, but as a spectral, majestic figure. She tells you that the age of the Erd tree is over. Now begins the age of stars. She reaches out her hand, and together you will usher in a new world. What is this age of stars? It is not an age of a new god or a new law. It is an age of uncertainty. Ranni's plan is to take the order of the world away from the lands between, to take it on a journey with her 1,000 years into the cosmos. She wishes to free the people of the world from the meddling of any outer god. No more golden order, no more greater will. The world will be left to its own devices. It will be colder, darker, more lonely, but it will be free. The fate of the people will be in their own hands for the first time in history. They will have to find their own meaning, their own purpose, in the cold, clear light of the distant stars. It is an age of mystery, of exploration, of looking up at the night sky and feeling not the judgment of a god, but the limitless possibility of the unknown, a quiet, contemplative, and truly free world. You are standing on the moonlight altar once more. The wind is cool on your skin. The silent moon watches over you. Below, the world is quiet. Its future is unwritten. And as you look up at the endless tapestry of stars, you feel a sense of profound peace. The peace of a long journey completed. The peace of a promise fulfilled. The peace of a world finally allowed to dream its own dreams under the gentle, watchful gaze of the night. You can rest now. Your part in this story is over. Let the cold, starlit air carry you softly into sleep. This is the final chapter of the Carian story. A daughter's rebellion not of fire and sword, but of cold starlight and quiet determination. She saw the path her family was on, a path tied to a god who had used them, and a fate that was not their own. And so she chose a different destiny, an age of stars, a journey into the endless dark, a cold and lonely throne, 1,000 light years away. When you look up at the moon in the lands between, you can sometimes see a second one, a dark moon, a hidden moon. That is Ranni's moon. Her legacy, a testament to a princess who refused to be a pawn and instead chose to become the night sky itself. It is a quiet ending for a family that was never truly loud. Their power was not in armies, but in intellect, in the silent study of cosmic forces. And what of the others? What of the brothers who fell so far from the light of their mother's moon? You can still feel their presence. Radahn, the Star Scourge. His story is not one of villainy, but of profound tragedy. A demigod of immense honor and strength, who held back the very stars to protect his world, only to be consumed by a rot he could not fight. His memory is carried not in grand monuments, but in the crimson sky of Caelid, a perpetual, mournful sunset for a fallen hero. His end was a mercy, but his sacrifice is a scar upon the land, a constant reminder of the cost of the shattering. He was a son of the Carian Queen and the Golden Order champion. He embodied the conflict at the heart of their union, the clash between the moon's quiet wisdom and the sun's burning ambition. In the end, that conflict destroyed him from within. Then there is Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy. In the shadow of Mount Gelmir, he sought a different kind of power, not from the stars or the Erd tree, but from the ancient serpent. He allowed himself to be devoured, to become one with a primal god, a grotesque immortality. His was a path of pure selfish ambition, a rejection of both his Carian and golden lineage in favor of something ancient and terrible. His legacy is one of fear and revulsion, a cautionary tale whispered in hushed tones. The praetor who gave himself to the snake. His manor is a place of horror, a testament to the depths one can sink to when chasing power without principle. He is the dark mirror of his siblings. While Ranni reached for the cold purity of the cosmos, Rykard burrowed into the filth of the earth. And so the family is scattered, a heartbroken queen dreaming in her library, a rebellious daughter voyaging through an endless night, two sons lost to madness and blasphemy. Their story is the story of the lands between in miniature, a tale of great promise, of divine union, and of the inevitable tragic decay that follows when ambition eclipses love. As you stand by the still waters of the Liurnian lake, you look up. The full moon hangs there, just as Renala saw it. Just as Rani sought to replace it, it casts a silver path across the water. A gentle light in a broken world. The legacy of the Carian Royal Family is not written in stone or in the annals of kings. It is written in the night sky, in the glint of starlight on a sorcerer's staff, in the quiet melancholy of a land that dreams of what it once was, a tale of the moon and stars. And now, a story for you to carry into your own gentle sleep. And now, let your thoughts drift. Allow the tales you have heard to settle like dust on ancient stone. There is one last journey for us to take together, a final story to carry you into the quiet lands of sleep. Take a slow, deep breath. Feel the weight of your body as it rests. Feel the gentle pull of slumber. We are not traveling across the land this time. We are going down, deep down, into the heart of the earth itself. Picture a hole in the world, a wound in the landscape of Limgrave, where a star fell from the heavens and punched right through the crust of the earth. You stand at its edge. The air that rises from it is cool and smells of damp soil and forgotten time. It is an invitation to a place that was never meant to be seen by the sun. You begin your descent. Down and down you go, following a path of broken rock and earth. The light from the surface world fades above you, shrinking from a golden sun to a tiny, distant diamond, and then winking out entirely. But you are not in darkness, not truly. A new light begins to bloom around you. It is a soft, silver blue glow that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. You look up, and your breath catches in your chest. Above you is a sky, a midnight sky filled with a dense tapestry of stars. They glitter and pulse with a light that feels ancient and secret. It is not the sky of the surface. It is a painted ceiling on the roof of the world. A beautiful lie crafted by a people who missed the stars so much they made their own. You have arrived in the Siofra River Basin, the antechamber to a lost kingdom. The air is still and cool. The only sound is the impossibly slow dripping of water from stalactites the size of church spires. You are standing in a cavern so vast it feels like open air. Far below, you can see the ghostly turquoise flames of ghost flame torches, marking paths through the dark. This is the realm of the Nox, the people of the night, a civilization banished from the surface, who built a kingdom in the deep places of the earth. This is their story, a story of ambition, of exile, and of a quiet, unending longing for the cold light of the distant stars. Who were the Nox before their fall from grace? They were a people of the surface world, astrologers and seers who lived under the true night sky. They charted the movements of the stars, worshipped the moon, and drew power from the primeval current of the cosmos. Their skin was pale, their limbs long and elegant, as if they were stretched towards the heavens they so adored. You can almost picture them, can't you? Standing on high plateaus on clear nights, their silver robes shimmering in the moonlight. They were not warriors. They were thinkers, mystics, dreamers. They saw the greater will, this outer god of gold and order, as just one star among many. A powerful one, to be sure, but not the only one. Not the final word in the great cosmic conversation. This was their crime, a crime of thought, a quiet heresy. They sought to find their own destiny, not in the golden light of the Erd tree, but in the silver light of the moon. and the endless possibilities of the stars. It is said they went further, that, in their ambition, they crafted something that was an affront to the Golden Order, an act of blasphemy so profound it could not be forgiven. And so, the greater will brought its judgment down upon them. It did not destroy them. That would have been too simple, too quick. Instead, it banished them. It cast them out from the starlight they loved and buried them deep within the earth. Their eternal sky was stolen from them, replaced by an oppressive ceiling of rock and soil. You can feel the sheer weight of that punishment as you stand here in their subterranean world. Look up again at their false sky. It is beautiful, yes, a masterpiece of artistry and magic. But it is also a monument to their loss, a constant, glittering reminder of everything they could no longer have. Every single star in that counterfeit cosmos is a testament to a real star they could no longer see. Imagine the first generation of exiles. Imagine their grief, arriving in this deep, dark, silent place. The memory of the moon still fresh in their minds, the constellations still mapped in their hearts. They did not despair. They endured. They were a patient people. They took the resources of their new home, the dark stone, the silver waters, the strange flora, and they began to build. They built cities, not just settlements, but grand, sprawling metropolises, Nokron and Nokstella, the eternal cities. The names themselves are a whisper of defiance, a promise that even buried alive, they would persist, they would be eternal. Let us walk through the first of these cities, Nokron. You follow a path of stone that winds its way through the colossal cavern. The air grows stiller. The sound of dripping water fades, replaced by a profound silence. You pass through an archway, and the city reveals itself. It is a place of grand, dark architecture. Buildings carved from black stone, with sweeping arches and high towers that reach up towards the false stars. There are no signs of recent life, no smoke from chimneys, no voices in the streets, just the quiet dignity of a place that has been sleeping for a very long time. You walk down a wide boulevard. The stone beneath your feet is worn smooth by the passage of countless phantom footsteps. On either side, great temples and halls stand empty. Their windows are dark, vacant eyes staring into eternity. The air has a faint metallic tang to it, like the smell of ozone after a lightning strike. It is the lingering scent of their silver magic. The Nox became masters of metal, particularly the liquid silver found in these deep places. It was a strange substance, with properties that mimicked life, and the Nox, in their isolation, began to experiment. They longed for a lord of their own, a champion to lead them out of their exile and into a new age, an age of stars. As you walk, you notice them, small, shimmering puddles of what looks like mercury. They quiver as you approach. These are the silver tears, the most basic form of the Nox's creations, amorphous beings that can shift their shape. They are the city's silent, lonely inhabitants now, guardians of a kingdom of ghosts. You touch a finger to one of the puddles. It feels cool and dense, yielding slightly like thick oil. It is not truly alive, not in the way you understand it. It is something else, a perfect imitation of life, born from metal and magic and a deep, abiding loneliness. This is what the Nox turned their genius to, the art of the mimic, the creation of artificial life. You continue your exploration, moving deeper into the city's heart. You pass by statues of their long-forgotten heroes. Tall, slender figures with faces serene and sad. Their hands are often cupped, as if waiting to catch starlight that will never reach them. The level of detail is incredible. You can see the fine weave of their robes, the delicate lines of their faces, all carved in cold, dark stone. A strange feeling settles over you. It is not fear. It is a deep, profound sense of melancholy. You are walking through a dream. The memory of a civilization perfectly preserved in the cool, still air of the deep earth. Every building, every statue, every silent street is a verse in a long, sad poem about loss and endurance. Up ahead, you see a larger structure, a grand cathedral, its spire almost touching the starry ceiling of the cavern. This was the knights' sacred ground, the center of their faith and their ambition. You push open the colossal stone doors. They move with a surprising ease, silent on their ancient hinges. Inside, the air is thick with the scent of old stone and something else, a faint, dry smell like ancient parchment. The space is vast. Pillars as thick as ancient trees hold up the vaulted ceiling. The only light comes from the glowing patterns on the floor, intricate symbols that pulse with a soft, silver energy. In the center of this great hall, on a stone throne, sits a huge, skeletal figure, the remains of an ancestral follower chieftain, perhaps, who adopted this place. But it is not the skeleton that draws your eye. It is what lies beyond it. In a chest, nestled on a bed of faded velvet, is a single curious object, the Fingerslayer blade. It does not look like a weapon of immense power. It looks more like a ritual tool, its edges warped and flowing as if carved from solidified shadow. This is it. This is the blasphemy that saw the Nox banished, a weapon capable of harming the greater will and its envoys, the Two Fingers. You can feel the weight of their ambition just by looking at it, the sheer audacity to be cast into the dark, and instead of accepting their fate, to spend centuries patiently forging a key to kill their god. It is a testament to their unyielding spirit, a spirit that refused to be broken, even when their world was bare. Let us leave the blade to its long sleep. Our journey takes us deeper, to the source of their mimicry, to their greatest and perhaps most tragic creation. You find a hidden path, leading down from the sacred ground. It takes you to a place that feels different, holier, somehow. Here, the silver magic is more potent. You see larger silver tears, some of which have formed themselves into crude approximations of humanoid figures. They are clumsy, imperfect copies. Practice runs for their masterwork. And then you see it. Standing on a bridge, overlooking a chasm of shimmering silver water, is a perfect reflection of you. It stands there, still and silent. It has your posture, your equipment, your face. It is the mimic tear. This was the pinnacle of their art, the creation of a perfect copy, a being with no will of its own, no soul, but capable of perfectly mirroring the strength and skill of another. Their plan was to use this technology to create a lord, to find a worthy champion and make a copy, a silver tier lord who would be entirely their own, a lord for the age of stars. Think about that for a moment. The philosophy behind it. If you create a perfect copy of something, Is it any less real? If this mimic Tyr fights with your skill, thinks with your tactics, and has your memories, what is the difference between it and you? It is a question of identity, of what makes a person a person. Is it the body, the mind, the soul? The Nox believed that a perfect copy was enough, that a soul was not a prerequisite for lordship, that will could be imprinted. It is a cold and logical philosophy, perhaps, but it is also born of desperation. When you are denied a champion by the gods, you have no choice but to try and build one yourself. You watch your reflection. It does not move. It only watches you back. There is no malice in its gaze, no emotion at all. It is a blank slate, a vessel waiting for purpose. You feel a strange sort of pity for it. To be a perfect imitation, but to have no life of your own. To exist only as a mirror. It is the ultimate expression of the Nox's own existence. An imitation of a civilization living under an imitation sky. Our path leads us onward, away from Nokron and its silent mimics. We travel now to its sister city, Noxtella. You find your way to the deep Siofra, well, a magical lift that carries you even deeper into the earth. The transition is gentle, a slow, smooth descent into an even more mysterious part of this underground world. The air in Noxtella is different. It is warmer, more humid, and there is a sound here, a constant, gentle music, the sound of flowing water. Noxtella is a city built along a river of stars, a subterranean river whose waters shimmer with the same cosmic light as the false sky above. The architecture is more elegant than that of Nokron. The towers are taller, thinner, reaching like grasping fingers. There is a sense that while Nokron was the city of industry and blasphemous creation, Noxtella was the city of royalty and scholars, the heart of their culture. You walk along the riverbank. The water flows slowly, its surface a perfect mirror for the star-dusted ceiling. Small, pale creatures with ant-like bodies patrol the city's edge. They move with a strange, hive-mind purpose, ignoring you completely. They are the city's current caretakers, mindless drones going about ancient duties. You can feel the magic in this place is older, deeper. The silver light is softer, more blue than white. You pass under a bridge, and on the other side, you see them. The ghosts of the Nox, not true spirits, but faint, shimmering after images, replaying their final moments over and over again, for eternity. A noble woman in a flowing gown stands staring up at the false sky, her hand outstretched. A group of scholars are gathered around a stone table, forever locked in silent debate. A lone warrior stands guard at a gate that leads to nowhere, his spear held at a perfect, eternal, ready. They are echoes, faint reminders that this place was once alive, once filled with people who loved and argued and dreamed. You follow the river upstream, deeper into the city. The buildings become grander. You are approaching the royal district. Here, the stonework is inlaid with glowing blue crystals that pulse with a slow, steady rhythm, like a sleeping heart. The sound of the water is joined by a faint, high-pitched chiming. It is a beautiful, hypnotic sound, the song of the city itself. You enter a large, open plaza. In the center is a throne. Not a simple stone seat, like in Nokron, but an ornate, gracefully carved chair made of polished, dark stone and inlaid with silver. This is where the royalty of the Nox would have held court. You can imagine the scene. The quiet, pale-skinned nobles in their dark robes, the silent, silver servants attending to their needs, the whole city bathed in the gentle light of the Star River and the chiming of the crystals. It must have been a beautiful, solemn existence, a life of quiet contemplation and scholarly pursuit, all set against a backdrop of profound, inescapable sadness. They were prisoners in the most beautiful prison ever conceived, a gilded cage buried a mile beneath the sun. On the throne, you see a small, curious object, a doll, a miniature version of the Snow Witch, Ranni. This is where her journey intersected with this lost kingdom. She too was a rebel against the Golden Order. She too sought a destiny written in the stars, not in the light of the Erd Tree. The Nox were her natural allies, her spiritual predecessors. It was their Fingerslayer blade that she needed to continue her quest. Their ancient rebellion, their centuries of patient work, all came to serve the ambition of another. Perhaps this was their ultimate purpose, not to create their own lord, but to pave the way for a new age under a different queen, an age of stars they had dreamed of, but would never see. But the journey of the Nox does not end in the quiet beauty of Noxtella. There is one last place to see, a place where their ambition, or perhaps the ambition of another cosmic power, led to ruin. You find a passage leading away from the city, down into an even deeper part of the earth. The air changes again. The pleasant coolness is replaced by a thick, oppressive heat. The gentle chiming of the city is gone, replaced by a wet, sickening silence. The path slopes downwards, and the walls begin to glow with a dull, angry red. You have reached the shores of the Lake of Rot. It is a vast, underground sea, but its waters are not water. They are a thick, viscous liquid of pure, concentrated scarlet rot. The goddess Malenia's curse, festering in the deepest part of the world, or perhaps something older. A sickness that has always been here, a poison in the veins of the earth. The air is heavy. It is hard to breathe. The light from the Rot Lake casts everything in a hellish crimson glow. On the far side of the lake, you can see huge, ruined structures, a temple complex, a final outpost of the Nox civilization, or perhaps a different one, entirely built to contain or worship this foul sickness. There is no beauty here. This is not a place of sad, romantic decay. This is a place of active, aggressive corruption, a place of mistakes, of ambition that curdled into nightmare. You can feel the wrongness of it in your bones, a deep, primal sense that you should not be here, that nothing should be here. To cross the lake is a trial, but you imagine a path, a safe way through the decay. You reach the other side and stand before the grand cloister, a temple half swallowed by the rot. Statues of winged figures, their faces erased by corruption, stand as silent warnings. This was a place of worship, but what did they worship down here, in the heat and the rot? Not the moon, not the stars, something else. Something that came from beyond the stars, something that fell into the world and brought with it a terror that the Nox could not have conceived. You go inside. The temple is silent, save for the slow drip, drip, drip of scarlet rot from the ceiling. You pass through the main chamber and find a stone coffin perched on the edge of a waterfall that does not fall into water, but into a black, starry void. You feel a pull, an invitation, to lie down in the coffin and see where it takes you. You do. The lid closes, and you are encased in darkness and silence. The coffin tips, and you begin a long, slow journey downwards into the void. When the coffin opens, you are somewhere else entirely. The air is cold again. The oppressive red glow is gone. You are in a vast, dark cavern. The floor is made of grey, pitted rock, like the surface of a dead moon. And in the center of the cavern, it waits. Astel, natural born of the void. It is a creature of impossible scale and design. It has the body of a huge, skeletal insect, but its head is almost human, with a crown of strange, rocky horns. Its wings are not wings, but shimmering veils of cosmic dust and nebulae. Its tail is a long, wicked scorpion stinger, and its pincers, they are galaxies, tiny, swirling star systems held in its grasp. It is beautiful and terrifying. In the same breath, it is a living piece of the night sky, a being born in the cold, silent, empty space between worlds. This is what the Nox found, or what found them. This is the source of the false sky, perhaps, the being they studied to create their art. Or maybe it is the reason for their destruction, the final consequence of digging too deep, of looking too far into the dark. Astel does not move. It hangs in the air, silent and still. Its many eyes, glowing points of white light, watch you without expression. There is no anger here, no hunger, just a vast, cosmic indifference. It is as far beyond human concerns as a star is beyond the concerns of an ant. In its presence, you feel the true scale of the universe. The story of the Nox, their rebellion, their cities, their mimic tear. It all feels so small, so brief. They were a candle flame of ambition, trying to light up an infinite, star-filled darkness. And in that darkness, things like Astel simply exist. They are not good or evil. They just are. This creature, this piece of the void, may have been the very star that fell and opened the way to their underground prison. A final, cosmic irony. The thing they worshipped, the stars, sending down a messenger that would ultimately be their undoing, or a key to their knowledge. What is the legacy of the Nox? It is not one of victory. They never achieved their age of stars. Their cities are ruins. Their people are ghosts and monsters. Their greatest creations are either locked away or mindless servants. By most measures, they failed. But is that the only way to measure a life, or the life of a civilization? They were banished from the light, and they filled the darkness with their own. They created a sky of impossible beauty. They built cities that have outlasted the kingdoms of the sun. They dared to dream of killing a god. They endured. In the face of absolute loss, they continued to create, to study, to build. Their story is a quiet testament to the resilience of hope. Even when buried alive, they kept their eyes on the stars. And perhaps, in the end, that is a kind of victory, a quiet, humble victory of the spirit. Their story reminds us that there are worlds beneath our own, hidden histories, forgotten dreams, that even in the deepest darkness, it is possible to create light, even if that light is just a memory of the real thing. As you stand before the silent cosmic form of Astel, you feel the journey ending. The tale of the lands between, with its demigods and wars, its Scarlet Rot and starlight ambition, is drawing to a close. The threads of these stories, of Godfrey's honor, of Malenia's tragic duel, of the Carian family's starlit fate, and of the Nox's quiet endurance, all weave together into a single vast tapestry of a world that is broken but still beautiful. The echoes of battle fade, the whispers of magic grow quiet. The great, overarching struggles for power and control seem distant now, unimportant. What remains is the feeling of these places, the warmth of a bonfire, the cool air of a hidden city, the vast, silent scope of a world dreaming of what it once was and what it might yet be. Let these images soothe you. Let the stories become a soft, warm blanket, tucking you in for the night. There are no more battles to be fought, no more mysteries to be solved. There is only rest, quiet, peaceful, well-deserved rest. The great cosmic wheel will continue to turn. The stars, both real and false, will continue their silent, ageless dance. And you can let go now. Let the current of sleep carry you away to a gentle shore. Thank you for listening. Sleep well. You follow the river upstream towards the grander architecture of Noxtella. Here, the silver structures climb even higher, reaching for the rock ceiling, as if they still remember a real sky. The light seems different here, softer. It pools in the plazas and runs in liquid channels along the polished floors. You place a hand on a balustrade, and the stone is cool and impossibly smooth, like a worry stone worn down by a million years of anxious thumbs. There is a sense of order here, of a society that was once deeply proud. And everywhere, you see them, the silver tears. They are not creatures of malice, not really. They are simply part of this place, as natural as the water that flows through it. You watch as they roll gently down inclines, their silvery bodies jiggling like mercury. They coalesce into larger forms, mimicking the horned remains of the beasts that wander these halls. But there is no intent. It is simply their nature, to reflect, to imitate, to exist in a state of fluid potential. You see your own distorted reflection in their skin, a face from another world, briefly captured in living silver before it ripples away. You can almost imagine the Nox who lived here, the swordstresses with their flowing hair, the color of the midnight sky. Their movements were said to be like the flow of water itself, a dance of deadly grace. You picture them training in these very courtyards, their twin blades a silver blur under the light of the false stars. They did not shout or grunt. Theirs was a silent discipline, a physical meditation on the nature of night and water and steel. Their priests, robed in black and silver, would have chanted in low tones, their voices swallowed by the immense space of the cavern. Their faith was not in a distant golden god. It was in the night itself, in the primeval dark, in the cold, distant light of the stars they so desperately wished to see again. They sought to create a new star, a new lord for their people, born of this silver, subterranean world, an age of stars ushered in from the deep places of the earth. It was an act of incredible defiance, an entire civilization turning its back on the sun, on the Golden Order, and choosing to build its own heaven in the dark. They forged their own destiny, shaping the very substance of their world from the silvery clay of mimic tears. They sought to create life, to create a lord, to create a fate that was not dictated by the greater will, and for a time, it must have felt like they had succeeded. But the void is patient. The darkness between the stars has a gravity all its own, and in their attempts to defy the heavens, they drew the attention of something from far beyond. Something that was not a god, but an absence, a cosmic wanderer. You can feel the echo of its arrival here. There was no great battle, no final stand of the Nox against a terrible foe. It was something quieter and far more final. Imagine a star falling from the black expanse above, not with a crash, but with the silent grace of a snowflake. This star was different. It was a jewel of obsidian and amethyst, trailing nebulae of frost and sleep. It was a thing of beauty and of absolute emptiness. When it passed over their city, it did not burn it. It simply stilled it. The life, the ambition, the very flow of time seemed to crystallize and then shatter into dust. The gravity it commanded was not of the physical world, but of fate itself. It pulled their destiny apart, leaving behind only these silent, beautiful ruins and the malformed stars that hang in the sky now, a constant reminder of the visitor from the void. This is the sorrow of the eternal cities. Not that they were conquered, but that they were forgotten by the very cosmos they sought to understand. They built a perfect, clockwork night sky, and in return, the true, silent, and unending night of the void paid them a visit. Their defiance was met not with anger, but with a quiet, cosmic indifference. And so you stand here now, a lonely traveler in a dead kingdom beneath a sky of imitation stars. The only sounds are the gentle trickle of water and the soft, wet sound of a silver tear rolling past. The air is still. The great dream of the Nox is over. But its ghost remains a beautiful and melancholic testament to a people who chose to build their own stars rather than kneel before the ones they were given. A kingdom of silver and twilight, sleeping forever in the heart of the world. And so you stand here, a visitor in a mausoleum, a silent witness to a history written in stone and starlight that is not real. You can feel the sheer weight of time in this place. It is not a bustling city, nor a ruin reclaimed by nature. It is something else entirely, a place held in perfect, unending stasis, a punishment that became a way of life. Think of the patience required. Generations born under this false sky, knowing no other light. They continued their work. They perfected their arts. They studied the stars they could not see and dreamed of a lord they could not create. Their ambition did not die. It simply went quiet. It learned to wait. It is in the quietest, most sacred part of the city that you find it. The culmination of all that waiting, all that silent, simmering defiance. It is a blade, but it is unlike any you have ever seen. It does not glint with the sharp edge of forged steel. It seems to drink the light around it. It looks almost liquid, like captured night sky, yet it is solid and heavy in your hands. This is the Fingerslayer blade, forged from the corpse of some unknowable being. It is the embodiment of their greatest sin, a weapon designed not just to kill a person or a king, but to kill a concept, to kill a connection, to sever the very threads of fate that the greater will had woven. To hold it is to feel the echo of their rebellion. It is a cold, heavy thing. It pulses with a deep and ancient power, a purpose that has slept for an age, waiting for the right hands to find it. This was their masterwork, the one thing they created that the Golden Order could not tolerate. Not because it was a weapon of immense physical power, but because it was a weapon of immense philosophical power. It was proof that the gods could be defied, that their messengers could be silenced. This blade is a question, forged into a physical form. The question is, why must we obey? For asking it, they were buried alive. But the question remained, hidden here, deep beneath the ground, waiting for someone else to ask it, someone with the will to use the answer. And so the legacy of the Nox did not truly end here, in the cold and the dark. It became a seed, a forgotten key to a future they would never see. Their fall from grace was the first step in a chain of events that could, perhaps, one day unseat the Golden Order for good. Their tragedy was a necessary prologue to someone else's story. You feel the stillness of the city settle back around you, the silent sentinels of stone, the ever-present gaze of the false cosmos above. The Nox are gone, but their presence lingers, in the architecture, in the silver tears that mimic you as you pass, in the cold, defiant purpose of the blade you hold. They reached for the stars, and for their ambition, they were cast into the deepest dark. But even in the dark, they held onto their dream. They polished it. They perfected it. They forged it into a single perfect point of rebellion, a legacy of hope for a future age. And as you stand in the heart of this silent, eternal city, you realize you are not just walking through a tomb. You are walking through the cradle of a revolution that has been sleeping for centuries. And perhaps its time to awaken is finally drawing near. The age of the Erd Tree may be eternal, but here, in the dark, you have found proof that nothing, not even the will of a god, is truly forever.